Well, hello again, everybody. Now, today we're going to do a little update on the Cowl Induction mod that I did to this truck. Now, first off, if you remember before, I was getting 8.5 miles to the gallon. You know, that's not exactly great mileage. Now, amazingly, I am getting 9 miles to the gallon. Yeah, it's basically a Prius. All joking aside, yeah, it's not much of an improvement, but it is an improvement. I didn't think there would be that great of an improvement on the mileage because it's still metering the same amount of air. The only thing is, now it is getting cooler, denser air, which burns better. What else were we going to check? This is the old intake tube that was on it. And it was laying with a tractor filter on it. It was basically double filtered because there's a filter in that filter box as well. So not only were you getting the extra restriction from this tractor filter, but you are also getting the restriction from the air filter that's already in it. And this was basically laying on the exhaust manifold. It was like that far away from the exhaust manifold, so you know this was sucking in really hot air. Now, what about performance? That has to be better, right? Now I can tell you, seat of the pants, which is not very scientific, I know, but the seat of the pants feel going up hills, it feels a lot better. Now, used to, when I would start up a hill, it has just straight, the pipes come straight out into glass packs and then straight out behind the cab, like it turns out behind the cab. So it has a fairly loud exhaust, and at a certain RPM and a certain engine load, you would get this loud drone, that loud sound. It would just kind of reverberate through your head at cruising speed at like 60 miles an hour going uphill. It was just this constant roar. When it would flatten out, the roar would go away. It was just that little bit of a strain. Well, that's gone now. There's no drone like that now. It just feels like it has better throttle response and better power. Now, a lot of that could be placebo effect. I did something to my truck so thus it runs better, you know, because you want it to run better, and that can happen. We're going to take it for a drive. We're going to find a straight, fairly level section of road that I can do a 0 to 60 time test in. All right, so I found a pretty good little straight stretch here, and there's a nice turnaround spot right here, so I can make my run, go to the other end. I can turn around down there, come back, turn around down here. I figure we'll do about 4 runs with the original intake, or the intake that I got with the truck on it. Okay, so I've unhooked our modified intake, and I've hooked up our intake the original way that he had it hooked up. And it is the tractor filter right beside of the exhaust manifold, going straight into the intake there. So that is the original way, or the way it was when I got it. That's what I'm looking to see if there's any improvement. I don't have the original intake, so I really don't know what the original intake improvement would be. But this way we can see how much different or how much better of an improvement we will have. So right now I have torque running on this, and you can see, well, you can see if I get it in the, okay, we're almost at 160 degrees that we're drawing in air. Now, you're going to have a little extra heat anyway because it's right on top of the engine, so you're going to have a little extra heat there anyhow. But 158 seems awful warm to me, but you want more like 130 or so. And I've got my 0 to 60 times and quarter mile and all that. I don't know if I'll make it to, I don't think I'll make it to quarter mile. I might make it to 1/8 mile or something like that, but I'll set it up right in there and we'll go do a couple of runs. Let's do about 3 runs of each. Okay, so now I'm going to swap that back out. Oh, this thing is hot. Okay, it's got our intake changed over. Let's give it some more runs. I think we have some pretty good data here. One thing is the intake temperature. Now, with the tractor filter intake, we were getting 170 degrees Fahrenheit under the hood for an intake temperature. Now, this is going through the intake hose up into the plenum, and you have heat from the engine too, so you're going to have some temperature anyway, plus the ambient temperature. It's like 85 degrees today. 85, according to this, is maybe 90. I don't know how accurate that is. So we're getting 170 degrees through the original intake that it had on it when I got it. And I did 3 runs with that original intake on it. 0 to 60. The best time that I got from 0 to 60 was 12.1 seconds. Keep in mind, this is a very heavy, this thing weighs over 5,000 pounds. This is a heavy duty truck. This is a 2500 4-wheel drive heavy truck, so it's not going to be a race car. This truck is made to pull trailers, haul loads, so this is just a way that I can tell. It's not making it into a race truck. But okay, so then I did 3 runs with the Cowl Induction intake that I made. 0 to 60 time was 11.2. I lost almost a second off of the 0 to 60 time. Now, the intake temperature, 123 degrees. So, that is, actually one time I got it down to 122 degrees. That was when I was had my foot on the accelerator steady going down the road. So, 170 degrees down to almost 120, 122. That is what, 48 degrees difference between where it was before and where it is now. So that is very good. The all-around results are the intake coming through the cowl is better in every way than the intake that it had on it when I got it. You have better economy, you have better power, better acceleration. The intake temperatures are almost 50 degrees cooler, so you can imagine how much better that is for this engine. I think it will help with the longevity of the engine too, because of the whole, because of the whole cooler air makes them run better thing, But anyway, yeah, I am seeing a very good improvement on this intake system. So if any of y'all want to try it, you know, try it out, let me know what you think. It's a cheap mod that you can do. Not all vehicles will be able to do that, but the ones that can, I think, will greatly benefit from it. Anyway, I guess that's going to be about all I'm going to have for you on this video. I'm going up the creek now, so it is kind of bumpy if you see me bouncing around. Anyway, I guess that's going to be about all for this video. I appreciate everybody watching, and I'll see y'all on the next one.